press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Today we are going to study about the new topic, that is air. That is air. Air is very important to us, right? The blanket of air which is surrounded over the earth's surface is known as atmosphere. Okay, understood? Yes, the blanket of air, let me write down. The blanket of air which is surrounded on earth's surface is called atmosphere. Okay. Now, the air is very essential for us because we are depending on the air for our survival. We will respire, we will inhale the air in order to survive because air is an essential component of our livingness. Without air, we cannot live on this earth, we cannot survive on this earth. So, for our survival, we are depending on the air, okay? We are depending very much on the air. If there is no air, then there is no life on the earth. So, air is very important for every life on the earth. And we have already seen the blanket of air which is surrounding the earth is known as atmosphere. And this atmosphere, this contains high amount of gases. Many gases forms a air. Okay. This atmosphere contains air. That air contains many gases. Air is a mixture of many gases, and also it is a mixture of so many dust particles, and also it contains water vapors. First one is air. Air contains many gases, dust particles and also water vapor. Okay, air contains all these things. What are the gases the air contain? Air contains many gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, argon, etc. Okay, air contains many amount of gases. There may be oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen and helium, argon, etc. Many kind of gases the air contains. Then we will in detail study about what are those gases and how much percent it contains. The major percentage of the gases which air contains is oxygen and nitrogen. Okay, air contains mainly oxygen and nitrogen. These are the major gases present in the air, and also some minor gases like argon, helium, neon and some carbon dioxide, etc. are there. Mainly air contains oxygen and nitrogen. Now, we will see how much percentage of the gases this air contains. Let me show a diagram. So, assume this is a complete air, okay. In that, this is a complete air. In that, it contains about 21% of oxygen and 78% of nitrogen. Okay. The air. Imagine this is air. It contains 21% of oxygen, 78% of nitrogen. These two are major gases because percentage of these gases in the air is high. These gases are these gases percentage much more than the other gases. That is why they are known as major gases of the air. And the other minor gases like carbon dioxide, that is 0.003%. Can you imagine? That is carbon dioxide 0.003%. Okay. And the other is argon. Argon is 0.93%. And the other gases are 0.04%. Other gases. Okay. So, see here. Total air. This is a mixture of gases. That air contains many gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, and also some other important gases. This air contains 78, which is a major percentage, highest percentage of the gases. Okay, 78% of a nitrogen and 21% of oxygen, and carbon dioxide is 0.003%, and argon is 0.93%, and other gases are 0.049%. This is about the composition of gases in the air. How much percentage these gases are there in the air. Now we will study in detail about each and every gases. We will study about the main gases of which are present in the air. Okay. The first one is nitrogen. The first one is nitrogen. Okay. Nitrogen, this is about 78% in the air. This gas nitrogen, it is about 78% in the air. Right. This gas nitrogen, we will inhale and we will exhale. We will leave it out. We will inhale and we will exhale the nitrogen. But that will not affect us. And plants are depending upon this nitrogen for their life process. They will not take this nitrogen directly. What they will do? They will not take this nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. What they will do? They will take the nitrogen which is converted by the other microorganisms. How these microorganisms will convert the atmospheric nitrogen? Nitrogen is present in the atmosphere, right? Yes. These microorganisms, they will fix the nitrogen. It means the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere is in the immobile form or unavailable form to the plants. That is why these microorganisms will absorb the nitrogen from the atmosphere and they will convert this unavailable nitrogen to available forms, and they will give it to the plant roots. So, that is how the plants will take the nitrogen from the atmosphere. Remember, plants will not take the nitrogen directly. They will take the nitrogen from the microorganisms. Microorganisms will convert the unavailable form of nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere into a available form to a plants. That's how these plants will take the nitrogen. So this is about the nitrogen. The next one is oxygen. You know, oxygen is very important because we take oxygen inside and we use this oxygen for our survival. Next one is oxygen. We have already seen that air contains 21% of oxygen. Okay, we people will inhale, we will intake the oxygen present in the air, right? Yes, but plants, what they will do? They will synthesize this oxygen in the process of photosynthesis. Plants will synthesize this oxygen in the process of photosynthesis. See, the oxygen which is present in the atmosphere is taken by us. Then again the plants will synthesize the oxygen through photosynthesis process, and again they will release this oxygen to our atmosphere, and from the atmosphere we will again inhale the oxygen. Again the plants will synthesize and we will inhale, plant will synthesize and we will take out. So the balance has created. Okay, so there is a balance in the oxygen. So the plants are playing a very crucial role in the synthesis of oxygen. Assume or imagine if all the plants were cut, what will happen? One fine day, the oxygen which is present in the atmosphere, we will inhale everything and there is no oxygen left for us to inhale. There is no oxygen left for us in the atmosphere to inhale. That's how we will die, right? So we should not cut the plants. If we cut also, we should grow more and more plants. That's how we can maintain the balance of the oxygen. See, the plants will synthesize the oxygen through the photosynthesis process, and we will that's how the oxygen in the atmosphere will be restored, because we will take out the oxygen in the atmosphere, then atmosphere will be less, but the plants will synthesize the atmosphere, then they will give to atmosphere. The plants will synthesize the oxygen, then they will again give to atmosphere. From there we can take the oxygen. But what if there is no plants? Then it will be very hazardous for us. We cannot live on this earth. That is why plants are very essential for our life. So we have to conserve the plants. So this is about the oxygen. The next gas is carbon dioxide. The next gas is carbon dioxide. This is about 0.003% in the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide is present in the air only about 0.003%. Okay. But this carbon dioxide, this is known as greenhouse gas. Why? Let me tell this afterwards. This carbon dioxide will be taken by the plants. See how this carbon dioxide will be harmful actually. Okay, this carbon dioxide will be taken by the plants. See how plants are helpful for us. They will take the carbon dioxide for their own food purpose and they will release the oxygen for us. Okay, see, these plants will take the carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere and they will convert into a food, and they will release the oxygen for our sake. But due to the addition of the fuel or the burning of automobiles, burning of gases, everything, we are adding more and more amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide, increase in this carbon dioxide will lead to a greenhouse effect and a global warming. How this will lead to a greenhouse effect and a global warming? Okay, this carbon dioxide, what it will do? The radiations, the sun, okay, imagine if there is no atmosphere, what will happen? Direct sun radiations will be falling on us and we will be baked, right? We will be baked. And if there is no atmosphere at the night time, then we will be frozen out due to that coldness. Okay, these things will happen if there is no atmosphere. The same thing here, the sun will give the rays. The rays will come from the sun to a earth's surface. Okay, the rays will come from the sun to a earth's surface. This earth's surface will reflect back these solar radiations. Understood? The radiations will fall on the earth's surface, then earth's surface will reflect back the solar radiations. But the CO2 which is present in the atmosphere will trap those reflected radiations. That is why there will be a much heat. Radiations will give much heat, right? When these are trapped, it will be a more heat. So, they forms a greenhouse effect. Means there will be a much heat, that is known as greenhouse effect. And this CO2 is responsible. It is a greenhouse gas. What if there is much amount of heat is stored, heat is trapped? Then I will tell, when the high amount of CO2 is released in the atmosphere by the fuel or some other activities which we perform, these CO2 will trap more and more amount of solar radiations. So, there will be a more heat on the earth's surface. Okay, there will be a more heat on the earth's surface. Let me make it clear. Can you see clearly? Maybe I think. Okay, let it be. Okay, when the concentration of the CO2 will increase in the atmosphere due to the burning of the fuels, etc., it will trap more and more amount of solar reflected radiations. So, there will be a generation of more and more heat on the earth's surface, and our ice rivers, that is glaciers, they will melt. Okay, glaciers will melt. They leads to they will flow as a river. Okay, those glaciers will melt and they will flow as a river. This leads to a much water in the oceans or seas, which leads to ultimately flood. As I already said in the previous chapter, that if there is so much amount of what we call pressure or water in the sea, it will move to a nearby land areas, right? That's how flood will be caused. So, here also the glacier will melt and leads to ice rivers, and these rivers will flow into a land surface and will ultimately cause us the flood. This is how this whole effect is known as global warming. See, global world warming, warm up, heat production. Because of the high amount of the reflected sun rays trapped, there will be more and more heat. So, whole world will be under the heat. That is known as global warming. This global warming leads to a melting of the glaciers, and the life cycle will not be balanced at that time. It will be very disadvantageous for us. Okay, this is about the gas CO2. Next, we will see about structure of the atmosphere. We will see about the structure of the atmosphere. Okay. Now we will see structure of the atmosphere. I have already said the blanket of air is known as atmosphere. How the atmosphere look like? Okay. See, on the earth's surface, the atmosphere will be going like this. Okay. There are different zones in the atmosphere. Let me write a diagram. Let me write a neat diagram. Let me write a neat diagram of this atmosphere so that you guys can see it clearly. Okay. Atmosphere is made up of different zones. Okay. The first zone is troposphere. The second is stratosphere. The third is mesosphere. The fourth is thermosphere. The fifth is exosphere. We have divided the surface which is above the earth's surface, the total atmosphere, into different zones. The first zone from the earth's surface, can you see it? I think so, it is visible. Okay. The first zone on the earth's surface is troposphere. Above that there is a stratosphere. Above the stratosphere there is another layer, mesosphere. Above the mesosphere there is another layer, thermosphere, and above the thermosphere there is exosphere. These are the different zones present in the atmosphere. Let us discuss in detail about these layers one by one. The first one is thermosphere. This thermosphere, this layer, this thermosphere, this is about 13 kilometers from the earth's surface. This is about 13 kilometers from the earth's surface, thermosphere. Here in this thermosphere, in this zone, every phenomena like fog, mist, cloud, everything will take place in this thermosphere. Okay. As we keep on going upwards, there will be a decrease in the temperature. Understand? Okay. Next, the troposphere. Troposphere, this is the nearest layer to our earth's surface, which is the first layer of the earth atmosphere, and this is about 13 kilometers from the earth atmosphere. And this the phenomena like fog, mist, and some other hailstorms, etc. will take place from this layer. The next one, very important zone, is stratosphere, because it contains ozone. This stratosphere, it contains ozone. It is about 50 kilometers. Excuse me. Okay. The second zone is stratosphere. It is about 50 kilometers above this troposphere. It is very important layer because it contains ozone inside it. This ozone will protect us from the harmful radiations, from the ultraviolet rays. So, if there is no ozone, then we will be burned, we will be burnt out. because of the harmful ultraviolet layers, rays, etc. So, this ozone will protect us from those harmful radiations. And the above the stratosphere is the mesosphere. This mesosphere layer here, this is very important, this is also very important layer. It is about 80 kilometers, yes, it is about 80 kilometers from the earth's surface. Then the thermosphere, this thermosphere, all the radio waves can be from this thermosphere, and it is about 80 to 400 kilometers. And the next comes is exosphere, which is a last layer, and where we can see many satellite etc. on this layer, and this is about the complete structure of our earth atmosphere. Okay, let me rub this. Okay, thermosphere also contain another layer. A part of thermosphere is ionosphere. Okay, thermosphere also contain a part of layer, that is ionosphere. As I already said, thermosphere, from the thermosphere we can get the radio transmissions, radio signals. And the last one, exosphere, here the light gases like helium, argon can be found. So, this is about the different layers of the atmosphere. So, till now in this air chapter we have seen what is air made up of, what are the different gases present in the air, how much composition they are present in the air, and we have studied in detail about those gases, and also we have seen the atmosphere structure, how it is there, and what are the different layers present in the atmosphere, everything. Okay, this is about the today's lesson, and we will continue further the topics in the future classes. So, this is the end of the today's class. Thank you.